The Arizona State Sun Devils hit the road this weekend. Games at Utah and Colorado coming up this Thursday and Sunday. Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Healy, the voice of the Sun Devils, visiting with head coach Bobby Hurley. And it's been 8 days, Bobby, since the Arizona game, and I imagine a good time for a break. What have been your points of emphasis with your team as you move forward from that game?
We're still trying to find ourselves, and it's a little late in the season to be doing that, but we had it going for a while. I think that we had a good feel for who we are in terms of identity, and we've been under a little bit of an identity crisis. I think initially after the Arizona game it was making corrections, reviewing the mistakes, trying to learn from it. After that it became trying to utilize this time to get our guys fresh mentally and physically. We've had a long stretch of games here. We're playing with a short bench. We've had injuries to Willie Atwood and Eric Jacobson, so trying to get those guys back to 100% or as close to it as possible, and then getting back to work, and we focused heavily on defense.
Willie Atwood injured a wrist in the USC game a couple of weeks ago. Eric Jacobson tweaked an ankle early in February. How are they progressing off those injuries?
I mean, Eric, doesn't complain and doesn't make excuses, and but the game after Christmas versus Bakersfield, he rolled it pretty good. He wanted to play Arizona in the worst way, and he wasn't, a shell of himself for that game. And we've done everything we could just to get him out on the court. And
right.
So, I think that he's made some progress. I mean, I wouldn't say he's at 100%. He won't be 100% until a few weeks after the season, I would imagine.
How about Willie and the wrist?
Willie is, he looked pretty good in practice, and again, he's not a guy that complains either. He's been a warrior, and he'll fight through it, but just getting these guys fresh and trying to get them back to as close to 100% as possible is important.
Utah emerging as one of the better teams in the Pac-12 this year, and they have perhaps the conference player of the year in their 7-foot center, Jakob Poeltl. Talk about him and the challenges he'll pose.
Yeah, Poeltl is a guy they play through, and defenses have to honor him, and he puts you in a bind because he's so successful at getting his own shot around the basket and shoots such a high percentage and has a variety of post moves that are hard to defend. And then if he is double teamed or if you give too much help, he's very good feel for the game and finding an open teammate. So, and they do a nice job in their system. They run good offense. They understand how to utilize their players. And then overall, besides Poeltl, they play very together. They share the ball. They're one of the top offensive teams and assist teams in the conference.
Certainly one of the bright spots the last few weeks has been the continuing development of Obinna Oleka. He has just really come on like gangbusters for you.
Well, it's something we talked with Obi about, and he was frustrated early in the year when he wasn't playing up to what he thought his standards were. And he's developed through conference play and is putting up solid statistics. And he's a guy that could take another big step because we need someone on the front court to really emerge, and I think he's a guy that's capable of doing that.
Again, the games are Thursday night, 7 o'clock tip in Salt Lake City against Utah, and a Sunday 2:30 afternoon game against the Colorado Buffaloes in Boulder. We hope to see you there. Along with Coach Bobby Hurley, I'm Tim Healy. Thanks, Bobby.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.